it's either one of two things, neither of which look good, because I'm over analytical. We already know this, right? It's either one, you checking my temperature to see if you can send me hair that's dyed and I wouldn't notice, or two, you don't know yourself. Either is bad. Hey YouTube family, it's your girl Kim, back with another video. It is Wednesday. I'm filming on Wednesday, y'all. It is 4 a.m. Your girl took a nap. So we up, and I'm like, alright, might as well make this video. I wanted to put it out today, and I felt as though it was necessary for me to make this in a separate video so that I don't say it didn't get like lost in like my weekly vlogs. Weekly vlogs don't be having that much information in them anyway. However, I felt the need to have this be a separate video. So yeah, by the thumbnail, by the title, by now you guys can tell my vendor lied. Shocking. I'm gonna put up evidence over here, and I gotta take a little bit of blame. Like, I don't say I'm disappointed in myself. Trust me, I beat myself up enough about it. But I felt since I have brought you guys on this journey with me thus far, it's only fair that I come on here and be upfront and honest. And I've said this to you guys over the years. Lying is not worth my reputation. I know there's some people that are skeptical, but so let's backtrack to what happened. So last week I unboxed some hair and I was gonna put it in my vlog, but I'm like, putting it in my vlog without giving any context is just gonna be crazy. So I'm gonna put clips of that in here. And what happened is that I placed a third order. Sorry, I got this fan over here. Hot child. Summer's approaching. But I placed an order for my vendor. Someone placed an order with me, and I didn't feel as though the texture that the vendor sent me after the fact was looking like what it was. So they asked for a refund, gave them back the money, no problems there. I'm actually quite happy that that occurred. I wouldn't have sent the hair out to them anyway. I'm gonna grab it so I can show it to y'all. Alright, I got it packaged up, sent back to them, and I'm glad I chose the form of payment that I did. Some vendors, I've already found a few others, so I'm not really too concerned with it. I'm not really like, I'm in the phase where I know I'm gonna attract the vendor who's gonna be for me, so I'm not too worried. Like, and I can't really say like, I don't say like this is on me. Part of it is on me. Like, you guys saw it. Like, the hair looked really good. Even when I talked to like some of my friends, they're like, wow, you know, like the hair did look really good. It definitely looked raw. And maybe I'll make a separate video, probably gonna be for my subscribers, people who, you know, are paid subscribers on my channel, because at this point, we already know what it is. I can't just be giving out information to some of your favorite hair companies, because I know they watch my content, for them to figure out if their vendor is a good vendor or not. Yeah, we're not doing that. So for that reason, it's probably gonna be, maybe I'll make it and film it tonight, but sorry about the ramble. But for that reason, it's gonna be a paid video for people to watch. But needless to say, what ended up happening is I'm unboxing the hair. And I was excited because you guys mentioned you wanted me to offer these products. I'm like, all right, let me test out some of these products. I get this closure from them. Now, when I get it, as any other order I've gotten from them in the past, the hair comes in a frizzy state. It needs to be washed. But then I'm looking at it even in a frizzy state, and I'm looking at it here, and I'm like, and I've received hair like this from one of the companies that I recommended. Actually ended up making a wig out of it, made it brown. If y'all know, y'all know. But look at this curl pattern. I got on a gray shirt. Y'all can really see it. This curl pattern is not indicative of Indian curly. So that was the first red flag. And I'm like, the first two orders were good. The color of the hair was good. The texture of the hair was good. You know, did I miss something? And then what that did is that caused me to go back and like think like, hey, remember that smell I told you guys about? Like, it wasn't a chemical smell. It was more like an earthy smell. I reached out to them like, hey, you know, what shampoo did you use? What shampoo did you use? You know, maybe in my excitement, I wasn't as diligent with the question. And finally, this time after this order, they were like, oh yeah, well, we use, all right, no problem. Can you not use that no more? Because the smell is really hard to get out. And that, I don't say that should have been like a red flag. I don't really think like after I washed it, I paid attention to the smell. I was really more focused on like, hey, you know, I did all my testing on the hair that I normally do. I even tested for henna, and that came back clear. But then I did another test, and that's when I found out, hey, this is not what I thought it was. And I'll show you guys why. So they are allowing me to send the hair back. But what ended up happening is I was like, you know, even after I did this henna test, nothing came off of the hair. Now, if you are familiar with henna, henna is an all-natural dye. It does not react in terms of like washing off of hair the way like normal dyes would if you do like a normal dye test, which is why I said I will do a separate video. If you guys are not already subscribed to my paid service, then you know you won't get some of that information to figure out how to test if your raw hair has been dyed with henna. However, I'm like, you know, I was messaging AJ back and forth. Shout out to AJ. I really appreciate you. I'm not the content creator, and I'm sorry this video is going to be long. I'm not the content creator who's out here who is afraid of hearing the truth. And AJ told me the truth that I didn't want to hear, but I was appreciative of it because I'd rather hear that than a lie that would lead me down the wrong path. So I really, really appreciate the friendship that you have with me. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, all right, you know, nothing came off of the hair. Now this has been in the package, so it's a little bit scrunched up. Like nothing came off of the hair looks good, nothing changed. But then, y'all know, there was at one point in time on my channel where I got hair from a hair company and they're like, oh yeah, the hair's not dyed, my vendor said this, my vendor said that. It's been multiple occasions actually where the twist ties are dyed. And I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm gonna try to include a picture up here so you guys can see it a little bit better. But my guess is what probably happened is they probably sewed the hair to the weft and then dyed it afterwards. And then another thing that I'm a person on like small little cues, right? And I'm sorry I'm all over the place, but you know, please try to stay with my scatterbrain at the moment because I was a little bit tight when I was like, I can't believe that you did this to me. Like, oh, let me send you more hair. And I'm like, it's either one of two things, neither of which look good because I'm over analytical. We already know this, right? It's either one, you checking my temperature to see if you can send me hair that's dyed and I wouldn't notice, or two, you don't know yourself. Either is bad because if you're a raw hair vendor and you're telling me this hair hasn't been dyed with henna, you're in the wrong business, boo-boo. This is not the business for you. But you can see where on the twist ties that the hair has been dyed. So he mentioned that he washed the hair about 4 times and he didn't get any issues. Who washes hair 4 times? What you washing it 4 times for? You're washing it 4 times to make sure that you don't get any extra residue coming off of the hair. Guys, like I have like a towel, a white towel that I'm like pressing this against and I'm like nothing is coming off. But they forgot about the weft and they did not think that I was gonna check it. And I've mentioned this, I don't know if I mentioned this, I probably mentioned it in the unboxing video at some point in time. They're like, well, how do you know this? And then I'm not telling you I'm an influencer or I do hair, but I've been on my YouTube channel now for 6 years. And in that 6 years, I have exposed many hair companies. I want to say I'm almost tempted to expose this vendor, and I'm trying to figure out like what's the reason that you're dyeing the hair. Maybe it's great. The hair quality is amazing. You don't have to dye the hair. Sell it for what it is. But when you sell it at this price point, now I have to pay to send this back to India. Part of being in business, right? I gotta pay to send this back to India to get all my money back. And if you think you're not gonna refund me for shipping, you tripping. You are tripping. I want all my money back because had you told me this was dyed before, we wouldn't be at this juncture. So I hope you know you're gonna give me back all my money. But the minute I saw that it started bleeding out here, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I can't trust you. I can't trust you. And when I initially brought it to them, like, hey, not this bundle, because this bundle looks like a natural black, right? I'm gonna show y'all a little bit more information. So that bundle looks like a natural, natural black. And I'm like, all right, that's fine. I know you have dark hair that can naturally look dark. Case in point, shout out to AJ. Speaking of which, if y'all looking for a custom wig, he's your guy, right? One of the bundles in here is like a natural black. And that's fine. You have hair that's naturally black. But the minute, I'm going to show you the other thing that did it for me, right? Obviously the smell. But the color is kind of blotchy. So you might see hues of brown in here mixed in with like hues of black. I don't even know if you can see it, but I know y'all left this in that water too long. I know y'all see. This bundle, when I got this bundle and the closure, yeah, that made me rethink everything. So And then after I did the test that I did, which is really, really stripping, because even, you know, my hands are always dry, and I'm sorry this video is so long and a ramble, but I need to come up here and be upfront and honest with you guys, because as much as I know that there are some people, some influencers who are gonna lie to you. I've never lied to you guys. There's some influencers who are going to say, hey, you know, I'm opening up my own company, and then proceed to sell you garbage. We've seen it all over the internet. There's influencers now that are doing it. I'm not gonna do that, because as I've said to you, sorry, I got something in my eye. As I've said to you guys time and time again here on my channel, I've been on the receiving end. I'm on the receiving end to know what it's like to get something that you didn't order and lose money in the process. I'm never going to do that to somebody else. So if you feel as though in your heart of hearts being here, coming on my channel, looking at any of my videos when it comes to hair videos, including when it comes to critiquing myself, that I'm going to do that to you, don't buy nothing from me, respectfully. Because I'm not going to lie to nobody. Like, the 3 bundles that I had from vendor number 2 that I was like, it's dyed, nothing came off with the hair. More than likely it was probably henna that it was dyed with, because again, it's that really, really dark black. The girl's having a great experience with it. I don't doubt that this is Indian hair. I just don't doubt that it's raw, because obviously at this point, something has been done to it. Now, maybe I should reach out to the vendor and say, hey, you know, well, I don't even want to take get a credit for it. I'm hoping it's not too expensive to mail it back to India, because what it cost to mail it was $50. I hope it's not more than that to mail it back. But I don't want to be stuck with a whole bunch of hair. Obviously, I have a lot of loose hair, and the first 2 orders, the hair is better. I'm probably going to sell that at a reduced price. If anyone's interested, you know, let me know. Maybe I'll put it up here in this video so you guys can see it. I don't think there's anything wrong with the hair. You just dyed it and lied. And like I said, the girl who I sold the bundles to from vendor number 2 was like, oh yeah, the hair is, it's fine. I'm not having any issues with it. It's just been dyed. I'm really, really, I understand there's money to be made, and there are countries where, you know, situations aren't necessarily the best. I come from my own. I wasn't raised with a silver spoon in my mouth, so I know what it's like to struggle. I don't feel as though you have to sell yourself short. You have to, you know, question your own character just to be able to get a sale for something. I just can't. However, but what ended up happening is that after I did that test, I noticed the curl pattern changed. So not only do I now believe, because I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but raw Indian curly hair is really hard to come by. Because typically girls, and this is just a little education piece, typically girls who have curly hair are not cutting their hair. It's just not, because it's not a common thing. So it's a lot harder to come by. So it is what it is. Probably just gonna pull all this stuff off of my website. I mean, no one's ordering anything anyway. I haven't really been advertising it once I found this out. But yeah, in short, the vendor lied. I don't say it like I'm disgusted, I'm surprised. I don't even want to say I get it, because I tend to empathize with people who do me wrong. He was apologetic, willing to send me more hair, you know, or place this order, and I'm like, sorry, this last y'all. I'm like, you know what? You broke trust. It's, for me, it's the fact that I don't even want to say it could be like a one-off, because you asked me how I know, and I had to explain to you, hey, this is the reason how and why I know this is not what it is. But it's every single thing in the order. Now I have no faith. So we're not starting over, we're moving forward, and I'm not chasing, I attract. My vendor is coming to me. But I am also going to show you guys the hair that I have. My friend reached out to me, and she's like, you know, I want a wig, and I don't want to spend more than $300, and I want good hair. And I do believe the hair is good. I'm going to disclose everything to her the same way I disclose everything to you guys, because there ain't no surprises over here. Speaking of which, I think some of your, I know some of your favorite hair companies are doing this and they're not telling you anything. In addition to that, if you ever see hair companies launch and then they do a relaunch, just tell people the reason why. You got by some of these. I just got by some of these vendors because I'm going to lose more money. I don't know. At some point in time, when you go through all these vendors, you start to, and this is just me being honest and being transparent. You start to question the things that you see with your own eyes. But like I said, this is where we at. Transparency moment. I got again. If you guys have stayed tuned, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. But that was this video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.